It's time for Bathroom Movie Review. Well, we've got the newest film helping us learn about prejudice and why it's wrong through the use of animals.
Chilling in the penthouse, we chilling in the penthouse.
Because, talking about tense topics with humans is just too close to home. But in this film, we tackle the topic of shorties, little people. Oof, how many people did I just offend? What do you say in 2026? Well, in Sony's newest animated film, they say smalls. And there's a lot of smalls versus talls in this movie. When I first saw the trailer for GOAT, did not catch my attention at all. Well, that's not true. The animation looked beautiful as always. Sony's really nailing it out of the park with their animation style and taking risks. But I don't know. I loved Space Jam growing up, but just kind of felt like I don't really want to see this movie about basketball. Let's just say I am super happy that word of mouth got to me, because after seeing this movie, I just wanted to. For all the right reasons. In this film, we see Stranger Things star Caleb McLaughlin voice acting Will Harris, an anthropomorphic goat who aspires to become the greatest of all time at an animal-type basketball game called Roarball. But the only problem, he's a small, or little people, or shorty. But this kid has heart, willpower, and a heck of a lot of skill. So what I thought was cool is, I guess Steph Curry was a producer on this movie, and I think he's part ownership of the movie studio that helped make it. Not Sony, but something else. But it loosely follows his story. For those of you that don't know, Steph Curry early in his career was considered too small to be an NBA player. Apparently, the average height of an NBA player is currently 6'7", and Curry was roughly 93.8% of the height of the average player, at only 6'2". The movie also had the character of Will do some nods to Steph Curry. Apparently, Will performed several of Curry's real-life habits, including chewing on his mouth guard, because, that's cool to do that. I don't have a mouth guard, but sometimes I do it with my hair. And his iconic night-night celebration. And rumor has it, sometimes he even... from time to time. So, the big strengths of this movie. First of all, Sony animation. Never being afraid to take risks. Look at K-pop Demon Hunters. Look at the Into the Spider-Verse movies. Now GOAT. In this film, apparently they slowed down the frame rate to give it more of a choppy, silly look. So instead of the usual 24 frames per second, they make it look smooth. GOAT dropped it down to 12 and sometimes 8 frames per second. This makes it feel kind of more punchy, kind of like old school hand-drawn animation or stop motion, and I think it worked well. And then there's just the story. I feel like Sony, DreamWorks, Illumination, they're willing to take a little more risks than Disney. And don't get me wrong, I know we all hate on Disney nowadays, but they still put out some good stuff from time to time. Disney's more known for heartfelt, magic, feel-good, where movies like GOAT aren't afraid to get more wacky and goofy. And this one still had a really good message, which we'll get to more in a bit. But the comedy just gets so unhinged. At one point in the movie, there's a kiss cam and you see two giraffes necking, as they say. And then you see two parrots. And if you have a queasy stomach, maybe skip this part. But literally you see them look at each other and then just vomit into each other's mouths and just go at it. Oh yeah. Oh, squat. It was uncomfortable, but I'm here for it. And I think what helped also was, I don't know why the whole basketball thing at first didn't catch my attention, but they made it way more fun for kids and adults like me in the movie by having it be Roarball. It's basketball, but they base it upon the animals they're playing or their location. So sometimes they're playing around a volcanic lava scenario, other times a forest with vines, but it's still basketball, which I still liked a lot more than Space Jam 2, which I never even finished because... The other strong part was our two leads, Jet and Will. So first we have Will, our underdog, the small. He's new to the team. He's not easily accepted because he's just so small and people think it's a joke. Will's job is to prove them wrong and do his mom proud and himself proud and all smalls proud. Because short people are people too, and we love you guys. Don't forget that. Unless you're not a good person or a serial killer, then... my love does have boundaries. But then on the other side, in direct opposition to Will, even though she's on his team, is Jet. She was kind of like a combination character. I think she's a panther or a jaguar, but she was like a mix of Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and all the other big NBA stars. And she's bitter. She's angry. She wants to be the number one on the team. She's insecure because she's aging. And at first I thought she just sucked, but they built her up in a way that was relatable, where she has a lot of insecurities, built up trauma, and it's up to her and Will to figure out how to play together. And maybe she'll just come to find out that, hey, smalls can ball. All right, 2 highlights of this movie I want to point out. Favorite character. Yeah, Will and Jet were great, but we had this Komodo dragon named Moto, and he was just, I don't know, the weird character of the movie, the one that they make so weird it was hard not to love him. Just check this out.
Modo is icon. If Modo were any more of a snack, he'd eat himself.
I mean, one of his lines even is, "I make you feel weird, and you don't know why." That's like his big flex, I guess. And then my favorite part of the movie was this rap sequence where this horse on another team, who's kind of the enemy of the movie, puts out a diss track on Will. Check this out.
I know you think you're all bad, but I'ma have you crying like that. You just don't care. I'm the main attraction, though. I'm the godfather. Call me Pony Soprano. I'ma keep it short.
So good. It sounds like the Lonely Island Boys. Remember? Wow, what's his name? Just spaced out. Andy Samberg, his band. That's what it sounds like to me. So one could argue maybe the movie is not the most realistic with the small becoming an underdog and making it into the big leagues. One thing I did appreciate is Will actually is very skilled. Sometimes I feel like these movies try to make you a believer and dream, but the character actually isn't that great, but they want to just push the agenda. But I love that in this one, he had the hard work put in. He had the skill. But I was curious, has this happened in the real NBA? I mean, yeah, Steph Curry is 6'2", but he's still not like the smallest in history. So I asked our friend Google, and it says the shortest NBA player who was actually a star, I didn't just look up the shortest because maybe they never got playing time, but someone who actually impacted the game is widely considered to be Muggsy Bogues, who stood at 5'3". Despite his height disadvantage in a league full of 6 to 7 footers, he was an elite point guard for the Charlotte Hornets. He averaged over 7 assists per game and led his team to multiple playoff appearances and was famous for speed, court vision, and defensive tenacity. Dang, a real-life GOAT. All in all, this was a great movie. I don't have any critiques for this one. I wish it was making more money, but I feel a lot of people are like me. The trailer just didn't sell it well. But it's a movie about believing. It's a movie with wacky comedy, family ties, believing in yourself, overcoming insecurities. And hey, you get to see just a bunch of animals doing crazy stuff. Did you guys see GOAT? Did you like it? Would you consider seeing it now that you saw this review? If you liked what you saw and you want more movie news, movie reactions, or movie reviews, come back for more. I'd really, really appreciate it.